Today's video is about Harriet Tubman, a very well-known abolitionist. Harriet's name was originally Araminta Ross. She was born in Maryland sometime between 1820 and 1822. Because she was a slave, her birthday was never recorded. One of the first times Harriet helped slaves escape danger was when she was 13. One day, while she was in a store, a white man told her to not let the slave trying to run away go. Harriet refused to stop him, so then the man picked up a 2-pound weight and threw it at her head. This left her with narcolepsy and often severe headaches for the rest of her life. Later, in 1844, even though it was against the law for slaves to get married, she married a free black man named John Tubman. After marrying him, she changed her first name from Araminta to Harriet, in honor of her mother, whose name was also Harriet. She also changed her last name from Ross to Tubman. 5 years later, Harriet heard about the rumors that her brothers were going to be sold. Harriet and her 2 brothers began the journey to freedom on September 17th in 1849. She tried to convince her husband to come too, but he refused. Seeing as her exact age is unknown, it's estimated that she escaped when she was in her early 30s or late 20s. Soon after the 3 of them started their journey, both of her brothers decided to turn back, leaving Harriet to go all by herself. For the next 90 miles, she traveled mostly at night, on the run from slave catchers. She knew if she got caught, she would be returned to Maryland and whipped or even killed. She went from safe house to safe house along the Underground Railroad. Finally, she made it to Pennsylvania. She was able to get a job and save some money. But soon after making it to freedom, she decided to take a risk and return to the South again to help free her niece and her niece's kids. During the next 8 years, she made about 13 more trips back to the South to help free enslaved people. But in 1850, the Fugitive Slave Act was passed. This allowed all free and fugitive slaves to be captured and placed back into slavery, even in free states. Instead of bringing people back to Pennsylvania, she had to get them all the way up to Canada. Some historians estimate that Harriet helped free about 300 slaves. But even Harriet herself claims the actual number was much lower, around 70. During her risky trips back, she never lost a passenger. Later in Harriet's life, she became a spy, helping in the Civil War, and a nurse, caring for injured soldiers. After the military, she married Nelson Davis and even adopted a daughter named Gertie. She was close friends with well-known abolitionists such as Frederick Douglass and women's rights activists like Susan B. Anthony. She spent the rest of her life working with people similar to them, trying to abolish slavery and give women the right to vote. In 1908, she opened the Harriet Tubman Home for the Aged, although her life came to an end in 1913 when she died of pneumonia. She was an extraordinary woman who should always be remembered for her bravery. A few years ago, it was announced that Andrew Jackson, a slave owner and former president of the United States, is going to be removed from the $20 bill and replaced with Harriet Tubman. This proves the point that if you see a problem in our society, don't wait for someone else to fix it for you. You have to be the one to initiate change. One of Harriet's most memorable quotes is, "Every great dream begins with the dreamer."